Okay, so we are here with another day of trail work. So me and Jim over there, you guys all probably know Jim. He's a prominent figure here in the Laguna area and Aliso areas. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this up here. So Jim, what trail are we on again?
It's called Stagecoach Trail.
Stagecoach. So unfortunately there's only 4 of us today. So 2 down there, Jim and I up here, and we're going to be cleaning this up. So we're gonna kind of get these rocks out of the way, debris. We're gonna fill this in a bit, clean up make a nice clean path for drainage down there, and then take it from there. So here I'm trying to get a clean drain here for the runoff. So that means cleaning up the debris here, taking out these big rocks, anything that could cause the runoff to back up. And with these type of rocks, we don't want to just chuck them. We kind of want to push them off to the side of the trail, out of the way, but not damage any vegetation in the process. Yeah, and then Jim there, see how he's scraping that, getting all the debris out here as much as possible.
What these things do is they can degrade under the dirt and form a water channel, and then the packed up dirt we put in here will collapse.
Hear that? You hear it from the man. He knows what he's talking about there, guys. Yeah, there's a nice little pouch back there. All right. So Nick there is our foundation coordinator. So he takes us out. We figure out what needs to be done and kind of not only points and suggests, but also does the grunt work as well. So great guy. All right. So now I'm at the point where I can bust out the water can here. So get some water in this without spilling everything over here. Oh, okay, actually not too much in here. All right, so before we go any further in smoothing this out here, we see we got lots of chunk here that we've kind of borrowed from the side here. So ultimately we're going to be smoothing this out, but we don't want to keep on layering it because this stuff is loose and chunky. So we want to kind of get it wet, let some water soak into it, break it up a little bit, but mainly that allows us to get some more dirt here and then layer it on top and let it bind. So that's the whole goal here. So I mean, we don't want a river here, so we're just going to soak it liberally but not overly. So now with that, we could shave off here, make this a bit smoother, borrow some dirt, kind of pull it in. Gonna take care of that while Jim's over here doing some trench work. He's trimming here. Then this is pretty critical because with all this out of the way, we have a nice clean path for the runoff here.
What this also does is just for today's work, I get this out of the way, it makes it a lot easier to shovel in and out of here.
Right.
Fighting against the stuff on the side.
So we're gonna go ahead and get the Picmatic here, and we are just going to start shaving here, make it nice and smooth here. We don't want to go aggressive. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. It's gonna give it a nice even grade on both sides, a gentle sweep down, at the same time filling the center in here. To give each other a break, we switch off from time to time. So while Jim was working on the drainage here, cleaning up nicely, cleaning up the dirt so we could kind of reuse it over here, I was doing some picking. Now we switched off. Jim's here, gonna start working on the lower half here.
So what I've done here is I've used the watering can, which is over here. So we put a lot of water onto these big chunks of dirt here that I chipped off this side of the little culvert. And what's going to happen is I'm going to give this a few minutes, and the water's going to soak into those big clumps of dirt there. Even though they look like rocks, they're not. And after a few minutes, I'll just start hitting them with the shovel, and they'll just kind of fall apart. Because the goal here is to get all that stuff nice and smooth and not have, you know, spaces inside where the two rocks meet each other, or the two dirt rocks meet each other. We're going to smooth it all out so the whole thing sticks together. And
what do we do with when you are smoothing that out and you find chunks of rocks?
Actual rocks we can leave there. We're never going to get all the rocks out. The more important thing to take out is any type of twig that's probably like bigger than a soda straw, maybe even smaller than that, because those will degrade under there and they'll make little water channels. And what happens is the water gets down there and starts to degrade the little surface here. Now, with that said, we're going to come back probably sometime, you know, before the rainy season or during it, and redo this again. So we'll be fixing some of the damage, you know, from work today, because we're doing dry dirt work today, which is, it's always an imperfect environment.
Nice.
And it's never as good as if we have like really, you know, stuff that just got rained on. But, you know, we're making do. We have the watering cans, you know, so we're able to get a pretty good job done, basically to mitigate this right here and make it safer, which is what the whole goal is today.
All right. Makes sense. And looking good so far, man.
Thank you.
So let's check out what the guys did down here. So Nicholas and his crew, two-man crew, got this all cleaned up. Nice drainage going, nice and smooth, going right into the bushes there, with a nice solid foundations on either side, or what rather walls. So they came up to join us to wrap this up since we're almost out of time here. So getting the last bit done here. Now we're down to watering and tamping here, and we'll probably call it a day. So let me go ahead and jump in and help out too. Okay guys, so this is now what it looks like. If you recall, you know, I'll do a before and after here shortly, do a side by side, but you see here how it's just smooth transition. It's mostly filled in. It is super clean right here. So I mostly just sat around and drank water while Jim did all the work. So I think he did a great job here. And this was kind of smoothed out here. A lot of it was done so to kind of fill this in and to have a clean, smooth transition. So watered, took the McLeods, packed it. It goes in, smooth transition right into the drain. And again, same thing down there. Jim, any thoughts on this?
I think we've done a good job here. You know, one overall comment is, you know, if it were a rainy season, we'd have probably done something different, but we don't have rain for a couple months, so it takes care of some safety issues, you know, having a rut there. You know, nobody's going to catch a tire in this and, you know, get injured.
Yeah.
That's for some of the folks out there that watch this and critique it a little bit too heavily.
Well, surely there will be, and hopefully we'll have some comments, you know, asking things like, you know, where do I sign up and volunteer? And that's when I'll point to Nicholas there. Say, hey, he's the guy. He's the one that coordinates all this.
The link will be in the comments.
There you go. Links will be in the comments there, in the description. Yes. Okay, yeah. So that's it for the day, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.